Hi everyone! Welcome to the Gateway Experience with me. As from a Buddhist lens, I am reconnecting with my Buddhist roots and relearning everything, because when you grow up around it, so close to you, always in front of you, you don't understand it or appreciate it. You become ignorant to everything, and I found a space to enjoy myself, to relearn and appreciate and actually maybe utilize what I already had with me this whole time instead of looking outwards, looking elsewhere, and look within. Yeah. So I'm from Bhutan. Bhutan, our state religion is Vajrayana Buddhism. It says a lot for the similarities which I'll bring up. Vajrayana Buddhism, we do tantric a lot, we chant, we do meditation, we try to get our body into a state where we're closer to our gods, our higher beings, our entities. I have notes, so I wanted to bring some parallels between the Gateway and Buddhism, because it's quite fascinating, guys. In Gateway, there's something called Focus 10, where your brain is awake, your mind is awake, but your body is asleep, right? I struggled with that so badly as a young girl. I'm still a young girl. In high school, I don't think I had it in middle school, but in high school and then the early years of my college, my first year and second year, I could not fall asleep. I would be scared to fall asleep. Anyways, I'll read you more about that. The Mind Awake, it's an entry point for out-of-body experiences, Focus 10, right? And in Buddhism, we've got our dream yoga and what do we call samantas, which is calm abiding meditations. And then there's Focus 21, which is the edge of the time-space perception, the edge of it. And in Buddhism, we've got our bardos, the state between life and death, the different states. And we already know the life cycle and the different realms of heaven and hell and God and all that. So we know that these different realms exist. I never made the connection that we could go to these realms. They exist, yes, but I didn't realize. I think I can though, perhaps. I would really like to get these capabilities of a God. I am just curious. I'm just very curious. And in Focus 21, right, we have the spiritual gathering place, which is the park, the spiritual gathering place. When in Buddhism, again, we have the bardo, where enlightened beings take lost souls and guide them to liberation so that they can go into their next life. The shared principles between both the Gateway is that we have our guided exploration, we have our great teachers in Buddhism guiding us through, telling us what to say and like to visualize to get into the state that we need to be. And in Gateway we got good old Robert telling us and guiding us, and it allows us to have access into the higher realms. Help us recognize the higher entities that serve as a bridge to greater understanding. This is very interesting. So I wanted to bring up Guru Rinpoche, as we all know, Chenrezig, as we all know. If you are a Buddhist, if you are a Bhutanese watching this, we know this. If you are a fellow Gateway experience traveler, then in Bhutan we have our very prominent religious figures, our great teachers. One is Guru Rinpoche and another would be Chenrezig. Guru Rinpoche has 8 different manifestations that his body can manifest into for whatever is appropriate for the time and being, and he can exist in different realms at the same time. He can also see into the past, present, and future at the same time. And we've got Chenrezig, who's got 1,000 eyes and 1,000 hands. I'll throw up images for you guys. And what Chenrezig, okay, the multiple hands, which I believe could be the infinite facets of the consciousness and higher focus levels. because in higher focus level you're supposed to be able to reach into all facets, right? And the thousand of arms and eyes signals the different dimensions, the thousands of dimensions that it exists in, and thus we can't really see it. In the paintings we have it up, all a thousand of them, and the eyes as well. But when we ask, even because I asked, I remember the Kenyans are the teacher, lama, monk, caretakers of that particular temple. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. I'm relearning. Please treat me like a 10-year-old learning about Dongkai Ngachigi culture and tradition and religion. Okay, I'm that bad. Oh, Kenya, caretaker, I asked him once, they don't have 1,000 eyes. What do you mean? And it's like, we can't see it, but it doesn't mean it's not there. It exists in different realms. Oh, and Guru Rinpoche, his different 8 manifestations shows that beings are multidimensional and can manifest across time and realms, time and space, different time and space. Dr. Robert describes meeting different entities in his travels that help him guide through his astral travels, given different insights, and these beings would change their forms according to his understanding and perception, like Guru does for his different manifestations. I believe one of them is like a devilish one, very powerful demoness, and he would use that to people who needed impure demons and stuff, I guess. We were taught, I was taught that we should know all of these, because when we pass away and we meet these gods in the different states, if we get scared of them and if we run away and bolt from them, that shows that we are not, I wouldn't say clever, smart, what would be the word? That we're not wise enough, that we're not ready, that we're not prepared, I guess, to pass on into the next level. That we're still unenlightened, arrogant, that we're still arrogant, yeah. So we should learn their faces, what they do, what are their chants, their particular chants, and everything. Monroe describes, for symbolic, is this another? Oh yeah, so my gods aren't external gods, but representation of the inner qualities that I can cultivate. Chenrezig represents compassion. God of compassion, that compassion is a trait. It's something that I can cultivate within myself, and if I do it in a way, I can hopefully reach a higher state of mind / being. Do you get what I mean? If I visualize them, their visualization can help as a bridge to connect my mind to my higher states of being. That's basically what I just said. Monroe described guides during his astral travels. So those guides could have been our gods, my gods. For symbolic navigation, I feel like there's quite a few parallels as well. Symbolic navigation are Buddhist mandalas, which shows the map of the cosmos and the mind, and also the bardos, of course, and the different states, and it shows us the different hells, and the different hells will suffer. For example, there's one where if you're greedy, if you're too gluttonous in this life, you'll be born into a hell where you will have the stomach the size of a mountain, and your throat will be the size of a single strand of hair. So you will have enormous hunger, but you can't satisfy yourself. So that's one of the hells. Yeah, and how these mandalas, they're different realms, right? Say similar to that in Monroe's, in our Rob's, each level has a distinct layer of reality. I haven't gone through all of them completely. I'm still reballing. I'm making my field stronger. I'm storing my energy. I'm storing my battery in my field currently. If you know, you know. And also for healing energy, right? We've got our medicine Buddha, and the medicine Buddha, I became more known last time during COVID, because what happened was our state religion is Vajrayana Buddhism, meaning we have sermons and prayers broadcasted on the national television. And so we had medicine Buddha's chants and prayers playing through to help us heal through the pandemic, and my mom would send me and tell me to practice it as well. And this medicine Buddha made a connection with Focus 27, which is supposedly, I haven't reached it yet, supposedly the place of healing and rejuvenation. Healing and rejuvenation. What if the medicine Buddha was a being that was able to become their higher self and just become more honed, more sharpened, more advanced, more experienced, more skilled in Focus 27, and thus became medicine Buddha? And it makes sense to me. Both of them, both the Focus 27 and our medicine Buddha, we connect with higher energies for healing. When Mom sent me the medicine Buddha chants with the painting, the scriptures written down below, she was telling me, imagine the portrait in your mind, the waves coming into you, and read it. And also, before the prayer even started, I think the guy instructed us to imagine something like that. If you'd like, I could upload it. Just ask me. Comment, ask me. I'll do it. I already have these on my phone anyways. Oh, remember I told you about mind awake, body asleep, and how I suffered. What I suffered with and the energies that I saw could have been what Rob was referring to as parasitic energies. Parasitic energies that exist in the lower realms that try to interact for their own good, but for our bad. Yeah, I feel like that might have been it. The last connection that I feel there is between my religion and, well, maybe not the last, but the last for this video and what I have thought of till now, is the M field, the matrix field, and the cycle of karma. How it could be the same thing, because in Rob's astral travels, he saw the M field where it was a matrix of energies that links beings and dimensions. So he would see souls come in, form, dissipate, thoughts come in, form, dissipate. It was creation, right? And he would communicate with those guides, his astral guides, which I hope to meet, and they would give him insight about all of that. And I think that sounds like the karma cycle where we exist. Monroe's, I feel like Robert's system might be a modern, more secular method to access ancient insights of Buddhism, of my religion, because I feel like all the gods that we pray to, the different deities, they have gone through this experience. They have experienced these different states, practice it, become masters, and thus great teachers. What do you think? I think it makes sense.
Buddha saves, in this case of my neon sign, means that all of us have a Buddha inside of us. All of us have the Buddha potential. That Buddha potential is translated as we have a Buddha inside of us. And that Buddha inside of us can only be discovered by ourselves. The outer Buddha, the historical Shakyamuni Buddha, such as Shakyamuni, or other Buddhas, such as Tsongkhapa, they can show us the path to reach full enlightenment, but they can't give it to us. They can't grant it to us. It can't be a boon, it can't be a gift, and no matter what we do and how much we chant their names or mantras and prayers, they can't give us that enlightenment. So they can't really directly save us. So how can they save us? How does a Buddha save us? A Buddha saves us by they themselves practicing the path, eliminating all the obscurations in their mind, all the 84,000 obscurations in their mind, and the three main delusions. And then what happens is they become a Buddha. They arise as a Buddha. So when we practice the path of the Buddha, we become a Buddha. When we become a Buddha, the Buddha has saved us. The Buddha within us, the Buddha we have become, we are saved.